What's up, guys? You know who it is. Midwest Tool Review here back again. I always screw my own name up. I don't know why. Maybe I should change my name. I don't know. Anyway, so what is new in the shop? Okay, let's kind of get right into it. The little 160, I have not worked on it. I don't know what we're going to do. It's got a short somewhere, and I'm just not eager to work on it right now. Is that fair to say? It won't recognize the ignition when I turn the ignition. I've started tearing it apart and messing around with it. So something's up. I got a lot of great suggestions as to what to look at, and we are going to do that at some point in time, but I just lack motivation right now. The 116, I hadn't even thought about that. I actually robbed the seat off of it. So that lets you know how much I'm thinking about that guy. He's probably going to be the very last one we get running. It's got the nicest deck, which is funny. But I think I'm going to leave the deck on this guy once I do get it running. And it's already been spoken for. So it's just going to sit and kind of chill and hang out. And it'll be the last one out the shop. The 320, which is mine. They're all mine, but the 320 is the one I bought specifically for me. And it runs now, so we don't have any issues. I did figure out what the problem was with not having throttle response, and essentially the choke cable was not properly hooked up. Got all that hooked up, and it runs now. It accelerates in terms of I can ramp up the speed or the throttle on it. Good throttle response. No issues, no popping, no smoking. So it runs great. So now the problem is that it's cold as shit outside. There's like 15 feet of snow out there. So I can't power wash it. So we're now sitting idle for a while until we can get a little bit warmer temperatures. Then we can start power washing this thing and getting it all cleaned up. I don't necessarily know how bad the frame is. I mean, there's some rust on the frame. So we may just do a little, on there and get it all cleaned up a little bit, but we're not going to go crazy like we did with the 316. We're just going to kind of touch it up. Here's the deck for the 320. I don't have any intentions on putting that back on. So I'm going to see what I'm going to do with that guy. It does need to be refurbished if I intend to sell it. There's the hood for the 320. We're going to do a light sanding on that. Luckily, there's no cracks, no spidering. There's no blistering, there's no chips or nothing like that major. I could just put a little bit of a sander on it, get it all wiped down, mask off the things I don't want sprayed, and I can just touch that up and be done. I do got to work on the grill a little bit. There are a couple of the fingers that are kind of bent inward, so we'll have to do that. And then all the other body panels, that's actually not for that tractor, that's for the 316. So we'll get it all cleaned up. The biggest thing on this tractor that needs to be cleaned up and painted is going to be the wheels. The wheels look horrible, but a little bit of SOS pad, scouring pad, and some paint, and they'll look nice as well. Tires are in decent shape, so I'm not going to be looking at buying any tires for this guy. But the question probably is, what do you intend to do with this tractor, James? You've got so many of them. What do you intend to do? Well, we're going to put a plow blade on this one. I'm going to read it. It has a hydraulic deck on it. I'm not going to put the deck back on it, so therefore I don't need the hydraulic cables running to the deck. I'm going to reroute them to the front of the tractor and make this an H2 or H3, and in that way I can hook up other implements to the front of the tractor and I can use it in that way. So it's going to take a little bit of modification, but there's enough videos out there that gives me some ideas, and we're simply going to do that. So luckily enough too, if the weather doesn't act any dumber than it already has, the salvage yard, which is tractor salvage yard not too far from me, is open this weekend. And it's also open next weekend. So back-to-back weekends. So we're going to be doing some content from there. We're going to go out there, and I've never been, so I don't know what prices are like. So I know what I want to grab. I'm going to grab maybe some wheels. I'm going to grab a seat, a couple of small parts, get an idea for what the cost is. And then once we know, how things are in terms of pricing, we'll end up buying more stuff, and then we'll go from there. I do need another seat for this guy. I need a better seat for the 316. Need a new seat for that guy there. I need a couple little knobs and handles and a steering wheel and some different wheels and stuff like that. So we'll see what that's going to come out to be in terms of cost. Tools. So I'm trying to cover projects and tools to give you guys all of everything here. This cart, I've never used it so much, and it's been fantastic. The Capri socket sets that's courtesy of Capri have worked out really well. I've been using them as much as I possibly can. Matter of fact, I've not used any other tools but the Capri tools in terms of the sockets. And I've been running them on my impact on a consistent daily basis. And I've not had any issues with them. Now, I didn't expect that I would. I'm just putting it out there that I haven't had any problems with them. I've been using those Napa professional wrenches a lot, but I've also obviously been using my Cobalt wrenches that I just recently picked up. Just dropped a snap-on screwdriver down there. Been using my Cobalt USA wrenches, which they have worked out tremendously well. I thought I had, well, there's one right there. They worked out tremendously well. I could not be happier. And if you guys recall, these are the Cobalts that are super rare. They are USA made, and actually they are made by Williams for the Snap-on company, and they actually feature the Snap-on date codes on them. So right there you can see the little Snap-on date code, and they're just like Blue Point wrenches, but in terms of having a date code on them, but they are, you know, they're Cobalt. This is, I guess at some point in time, Cobalt had some type of agreement with Snap-on, and I think that was a short-lived endeavor, but they didn't make tools for Cobalt for a while there. So we were able to pick up the metric and the SAE sets, and we couldn't be happier. Trying to figure out where that goes. I don't even know. The Tecton wrench rails, I mean, what can you say? They work out. I got these for my stubby and my short wrenches. And they look great in there. I haven't had anything pop out. I was kind of concerned because it felt a little tight there for a while, but they fit in there really well. I've not had any issues with them. And you know, so, I mean, what can you say? I think my boy, John Stefanko, said he uses the same ones and he absolutely loves them. The other new tool I got was these Olsatools stubby flex head ratcheting wrenches. Absolutely fantastic. I love them. I actually have my 10 millimeter in my pocket right here. I've been using this one so often here. I've just been walking around with it. This is an absolutely fantastic set. I'm so happy that they sent those to me to try them out. And I can't say nothing better about them. I know somebody mentioned in the comment section that they had wished that they put like some type of a teeth in there. But guys, come on, it's a stubby wrench. How much torque are you going to be able to exert on this wrench to get something free? Not a lot. This is just for snugging things up, loosening things as you already break them free. This is not meant for like traditional wrenching type work. It's just not, and more or less, and getting into tight spaces where you get just enough room for your hand and something to tighten it up. That's the kind of wrench you want. So that's what they're designed for, guys. They're not meant to be, you know, like a Flank Drive Plus or a Right Grip 2.0 type feature on it, or an anti-slip feature. I got crap all over the floor here. These Doyle adjustable pliers, guys, from home or Harbor Freight. Hey, they work, man. I did all the exhaust work on the 316 with them. I can't say nothing bad about them. I wish I could, because you know, everybody loves it when you smash on Harbor Freight. But I can't say nothing bad about them. I mean, you know, there's nothing. If something works, you got to say it works, right? You just can't go bashing something just because you want to bash it. I mean, I guess you could, but you wouldn't be an honest person. So they worked out well. They worked out well. I mean, I can't say anything bad about them. I mean, it ain't doing like it's doing anything crazy. But I guess what I was talking about is that it gripped really well. And I think Knipex kind of set the bar. They had that jaw profile that kind of, you know, was forward facing on the lower jaw, and it was rear facing on the upper jaw, and that kind of a I don't know if it's oscillating or not oscillating, but more of a torque type. I mean, I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, like, you know how like they advertise Knipex pliers, and they're like, oh yeah, you could grip onto something, and then you can set the wrench, and then you can stand on it. Well, that's basically nothing more than jaw profile. You're having your upper teeth facing to the rear and your bottom teeth facing to the rear, and the upper ones facing the opposite direction. And you kind of get that biting effect, right? And everybody and their mom basically jumped on that bandwagon once Knipex kind of came out with that. So that's just my opinion. I mean, I felt like they were the first ones who did it. I do have some old channel locks, and the channel locks don't have it. And I've not ran across any other plier brand that, or any other tool brand that has pliers that incorporated that feature at that time. So now everybody has it. So it is what it is. And then I went to the old antique shop with the wife once again, picking up a couple of things for the house. And I picked up this old, what is this, a Super Ego. So I don't know what the relationship is between Knipex and Super Ego. Maybe one of you guys do. I have a pair somewhere out there of old Super Ego pliers. I think I may have sold them now. I had a pair, and they looked just like Knipex pliers. Like they were the first pair of pliers that I had ever restored. They looked just like these, but they were older. They were a Super Ego brand. And I tried to do some research on the brand, and I knew it was from Italy or something like that, or Spain or whatnot. And I think they predate Knipex. So I wondered if Knipex had based their pliers, their Raptor and Tyrannosaurus Rex, whatever the hell they call them, pliers, on the Super Ego brand. But I said that to say this. So I picked up another Super Ego tool. This is that kind of has a little spring-loaded band there. But these work great. They got really nice teeth. I don't know how old they are. You already see that I've already put some work in on these guys here. I was actually working on the 320. I was freeing up the brakes. Everything was locked up, and I used these. I could have used any pair of tools that I had, but I wanted to check these out to see if they still had what it takes. So they're 14 inches, and they work great. So they go in a service cart here, and we will use them as it is deemed necessary to do so. So, but beyond that, yeah, the biggest thing is, like I said, is going to the salvage yard this weekend, picking up some things that I need. I know I need to kind of get some projects further down the road. That's going to be my goal. And I'm going to try to record as much of that experience as possible. It ain't going to be like a full video. Like it won't, I won't say that. It won't be like a live stream type thing like that. It's just going to be a bunch of clips, because I don't know what the rules are there. I don't know what the environment's like. And then once I get comfortable and I figure out the lay of the land, you know, maybe I'll go back again, which I know I will, and we will do something a little bit more in depth. But I tell you guys, if you don't have a big pry bar, you got to get one. That thing is awesome. I don't care what anyone says. Matco did a good job on that, or Mayhew, or whoever built it for him did a good job. But okay. That's it. That's all I got. I'm kind of getting like a sore throat type thing going on right now. I don't know. But that's all I got for tonight, guys. Yeah, the projects are moving along. I mean, you know, I took on these projects. I bought these, invested in them, and I'm getting them fixed one by one. I mean, I did the 316, the 320 is now running. We're going to switch over to the 160, then lastly the 116. Yeah, we're doing it. So it's fun times. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. So hope you guys like the content, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.